been criticized here for criminalizing speech or in some way chilling free speech. This act does nothing of the sort. This act is largely a disclosure measure which has gained the type of concepts that have gained support across both parties in previous years, with some important measures to help preserve the integrity of the legislative process. What is often overlooked in this whole debate is the impact of the Citizens United decision on the legislative process. The ranking member, in his introductory remarks, emphasized that we should be talking about the legislative process. So let's do that. What we find that the DISCLOSE Act can do is it is not just an impact on the campaign finance arena. It will have a dramatic impact on you and on this committee. The House Administration Committee helped lead the way a couple years ago in drafting and promoting the Honest Leadership and Open Government Act that tried reining in some of the worst abuses we've seen of lobbying here on Capitol Hill, and it was a sweeping improvement in the whole legislative process. Citizens United has the danger of reversing much of those achievements in allowing corporate lobbyists to walk into meetings with you and your staff carrying this big club of a potential campaign expenditure for members who are friendly, and punishing those members who may not be as friendly to the corporate interests that are being pursued. This is something that should be discussed more. I mean, when we're talking about Citizens United, we're not just talking about money in politics. We're talking about the lobbyists who are going to represent these corporations. What we need and what is achieved, what could be achieved in the DISCLOSE Act, is critical disclosure provisions that allow you and other members of Congress and the public realize that if any of these corporate lobbyists or corporations decide that they are going to use that big club, that the public is going to be aware of who is financing various campaign ads, who's behind the campaign ads, and what interest it is that they are attempting to achieve behind those campaign ads. That is an important means to fill in a huge loophole that currently exists in our regulatory regime. Under the current transparency regime, contributions from major corporations to such groups as Americans for Job Security or the Chamber of Commerce do not get disclosed. As a result, we don't really know what corporations or what labor unions or what other entities are really seeking to do behind financing certain campaign ads, as long as they're not specifically earmarked for that advertising campaign. That has become the norm at this point. We just saw in the 2008 Massachusetts Senate election, Americans for Job Security reported spending about $1 million in the campaign, but did not disclose any donors. Same with the Chamber of Commerce. This measure is primarily and importantly a disclosure measure that's going to close those loopholes so the public and lawmakers can know who is financing these types of campaign ads. I also want to emphasize one important regulatory measure that is included in this, and that is the pay-to-play provision on government contractors. This is not a revolutionary idea, nor is this a campaign finance reform measure. When it comes to regulating campaign contributions or expenditures by government contractors, that legislation is not designed to curtail money flowing into politics. It is designed to enhance the integrity of the government contracting process, to make sure that government contracts are awarded to companies based upon merit and not based upon campaign contributions or campaign expenditures. This measure helps extend the current pay-to-play law to include independent expenditures and electioneering communications that are financed by these government contractors, a narrow class of corporations. It should be improved to make sure it captures also any corporate contributions to groups like Americans for Job Security that are used for political expenditures. And then we'd have a full, strong disclosure regime along with some important improvements in how, in making sure that the integrity of government is preserved.